one of the things I like to follow is PFF, and PFF recently released a list of their top 5 offensive lines in their opinion. And the Lions were ranked 3rd on that list. And Taylor Decker, in a recent interview when he was talking to the media, stated that this is the best offensive line that he has played on in his career or he's ever been a part of. And says that provided that, and so the way I'm going to ask this question is, provided that the unit stays healthy, like the overall entirety of the offensive line stays healthy, what expectation can we realistically see from the Lions offense as a whole? What do you think?
Few things to unpack. One, that's a great thing to hear. When your offensive line is the backbone of your team, that's the best thing to hear. You look around the game of football, it's a cliche thing to say, but it's true. You win the game in the trenches. If you don't have an offensive line, I don't care who your QB is. I don't care how many wide receivers you have. I don't care who runs the ball. You need to have an offensive line. Now, when you bring in an offensive line, 3rd in the league, as PFF says, that's elite. That's elite tier. And we kind of saw it towards the end of last year. They started to get in the rhythm a little bit. Ragnow was gone, obviously. But when you can run the ball, that makes guys like Jared Goff's life a million times easier. When you can run the ball, Amon-Ra St. Brown looks like the greatest receiver to come out of the draft in the late 3rd round or 4th round or whatever it is. When you run the ball, TJ Hawkinson is that much more of a nightmare for linebackers or safeties to cover. Everything on the offensive side, no matter which team, like you look at the Chiefs, they're extremely dynamic. Their downfall, once again, was the fact that Patrick Mahomes runs for his life every time he snaps the ball. So if this offensive line can stay healthy, if they can do what I think we expect them to do, sky's the limit for the offense. It's funny looking back at the offense kind of being a hindrance for the Lions the last few years. That should be the thing that makes them what they are. Like if they will make the playoffs, it'll be because of the offense and the offensive line.
Absolutely. Again, you're absolutely right. When you're talking about how teams really become successful, it's building in the trenches. You have to win battles in the trenches because that's where it all starts. And for me, the thing that makes our offensive line such a unique unit in and of itself is that, number one, I hate bringing up the previous regime, but one of the things that Bob Quinn really did well was he invested very well in the offensive line. He drafted Taylor Decker. He drafted Frank Ragnow. I will give him credit for that. And then when Brad Holmes moved in, he continued that success, and he got Penei Sewell. We've got 3 first-rounders on that offensive line, and they're all very, very talented players. Our left tackle, our right tackle, our center, all first-rounders. And Jonah Jackson, a 3rd-round pick, right. He's no slouch either. So our offensive line is loaded with talent. It's loaded with guys that, well, apart from Penei Sewell, have at least had 2 years or more working together as a unit. And when you have a line that has that much continuity together, they have that much chemistry together, it really bodes well for how successful this offense can really be.
Man on a mission, I'ma get it. You know I be on a what? Yeah.